this is very exciting. I have got the most gorgeous animal in the studio, and Tony, I'm sorry, I'm not talking about you.
Oh dear. Okay.
It's Pet of the Week time. I've got Tony here from TC Dog Training based in Gallywood, but also he's brought his beautiful dog Motley with him, who is running around the studio at the moment, and I can, dare I say the phrase, I've been feeling his hot breath on my leg under the table, under the desk here. He's a gorgeous dog. What sort of dog is he?
He's a Nova Scotia Duck Tolling Retriever, or
Blimey.
Shorter title is a Toller. So I prefer saying Toller, it's quicker.
He's gorgeous. And is he called Motley as in Motley Crue?
They are a favourite band of mine, yes.
So hence that's how he got his name.
Yeah.
And he's 10 months old and he's very bouncy, isn't he?
He's certainly bouncy. He's going through that stage now where everything that moves is exciting.
He's absolutely gorgeous, and he's got a gorgeous sort of reddy gold coat.
Yes, he's very kind of autumnal, you know, he'd match the season.
So TC Dog Training, what sort of training do you do, Tony?
We do everything from puppies to rescue dogs. We do our basic sort of sits and stays, recalls, loose lead work, but also sort of the fun stuff like a little bit of basic agility, a little bit of scent work. We like the dogs to actively use their noses and find things, you know, everything from a set of keys to, you know, you might have dropped your glove in the park. We like to get their dogs to go and find their articles.
So you can actually train your dog to find your keys if you've lost them?
You certainly can, yeah. That's where dogs can be very useful.
I was going to say, that's a really good skill to have.
It's not bad, yeah.
So, I mean, how long does it take to train a dog to do something like that?
It depends on the breed and the trainer, of course, but not too long. You start off very, very slowly. You might start off with something like the dog's favourite toy, or even a treat bag, something that's a given, you know, the dog's going to find food. And then gradually you switch it to something a little bit more complex to find. But, you know, the dogs are searching for the owner's scent and their own scent, so it's not too difficult. Their noses are so powerful anyway, so why not use them, you know?
Oh, no, I mean, he was straight on the mashed potato that I'd accidentally dropped under the desk here from Restaurant of the Week.
That's a surprise, yeah.
So how long have you been in dog training?
I'm a professional dog trainer for 2 years now, so full-time. But I've been dog training all my life, really, ever since I've had a dog, and
yeah.
I think, you know, most dog owners should be dog trainers, but, yeah, professionally 2 years now.
Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, I have to say, it does drive me mad when I see people completely out of control of their dogs in the park or whatever.
Yeah, I should give you some business cards to hand them out.
Yeah, because I think people. It gives dogs a bad name sometimes, because there's been some awful stories about dogs and things, particularly in the Southend area and stuff.
Is, yeah.
And it's such a shame because it puts responsible dog owners, you know, in a bad light and lumps them in with those people, doesn't it?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, some basic training can avoid a lot of those situations that occurred. I mean, a good recall, for example, you know, and a lot of the problems wouldn't have existed in the first place. Yeah, you know, don't let your dog off the lead unless you've got a good recall.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if you know the dog's not going to come back, don't let it off the lead.
Yeah, and if the dog's pulling you to the park, then work out a nice bit of loose lead work, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Some more chat in a minute. We'll have a little bit of Destiny's Child, and then we'll have a little bit more to talk about dog stuff. If anybody's got any questions for Tony, give us a call. 01702 45 50 60 is the number to call. If you've got a burning question about dogs, that we've got a few minutes to spare, so give us a shout. Destiny's Child, independent woman. We've got Tony here from TC Dog Training, and I suggested people might like to call on. We've had loads of calls. I think we're going to have to get you back again to do a proper dog phone-in session on this. Yeah. Now, first of all, Caroline called. She said she wants to know why her 1-year-old Staffy keeps chewing her daughter's hand. Why is that, and what advice can you give her? Okay, well, the dog's probably learned that actually biting the hand can get quite a good reaction. It could be part of a game as far as the dog's concerned, because obviously if the dog sort of bites your hand, you go, ow, and, you know, dog gets a little bit of attention. So what I'd recommend is perhaps just getting an alternative, getting a toy or something like that, just to divert the dog away from the hand. And when the dog does put its teeth on your hand, just say, ow, and the game stops. Just walk away, and then start playing with the dog again. Allow the dog to get it right the next time. So you'd get a nice chewy toy, and dog's teeth can go on the chewy toy, no problem, and you can carry on playing. But as soon as the teeth on the hands, end the game. End the game. So they're not getting anything out of it. There's no reward there for the dog as long as you're in the game. Exactly. Then they'll learn that behaviour. There's nothing in it for them at that point. Yep. In time they learn that
learn it, yeah.
Okay, so Anne just called and she said she's got an Alsatian, and she said what drives her mad when she's out walking the dog is people on these long extender leads. She thinks they're dangerous because the dog can roam so far and get mixed up, wander into the road and everything. Well, what's your thoughts on that?
Yes, flexi leads, they can be a big problem. You've only got to speak to cyclists about them. You know, a dog runs across a road, cycle goes straight into it. They have their place. I think in the park they can be quite a good tool to use to encourage recall. You know, your dog's not going to bolt when he's on a flexi lead. However, on the pavement in the street, I would recommend just a basic lead, really, and a little bit of training. You know, you want the dog to be near you and not pulling on the end of the lead. So flexi leads in the park, fantastic. Out on the street, not so good, unless you've got good training.
Excellent. Question from me now, Tracy of Southend. How do I stop Flash, my Cocker Spaniel, pulling like mad when he's on the lead?
Okay, the dog pulls for a number of reasons. Often it is learned behaviour and because it's very rewarding. No doubt your dog is pulling you to the park, am I correct?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So there's his reward, is to pull you to the park. So if you just stop, allow the dog to work it out and come back to you, and then you take another 2 steps forward, the dog's not actually getting anywhere until he gives you that slack lead.
Ah, right, okay, so just stop, let him work out that he's not getting anywhere.
Comes back to you, and then you move forward again. That's his reward. You could also actually reward him as he comes back to you with a treat as well.
Right.
Just to get a stronger behaviour, but ultimately his reward is getting to the park. So, you know, don't be afraid to just say, sorry, we're going home. You're not coming to the park if you're going to pull me there. You know, so it could take a couple of days, but, you know, every time the dog pulls you, he's learning to pull. He's learning to pull you to the park, and that's his reward. So, you know, think about why the dog's doing it. That's a very big part of dog training, is why.
What's the most common issue that you have to deal with in your dog training line?
Yeah, we get a lot of puppies, play biting, like to call it, again because it's rewarding, and often because they're teething. So, you know, they bite children's hands because it's rewarding. They need something to chew on because their teeth, you know, their adult teeth are coming through. It can be quite painful, and as I say, it's quite rewarding. But puppies' teeth are very, very sharp. They're like little pins, you know. So thank God they lose them, because otherwise the dog's jaw with those teeth, you can have a monster on your hands. So yeah, those teeth don't last forever.
And it's all about, like you say, it's about correcting the behaviour at the start, not letting them get away with it. Basically.
Yeah, give them something alternative to do. You know, get them into a sit, and then give them a toy to chew on. So you get your alternative behaviour that they can't do. Barking's another one. Excessive barking. Again, you've got to look at why the dog's barking, what the dog's barking at, and then work on a little bit of training. Maybe send the dog to bed and reward the dog for going to his bed. Yeah.
Simple, really.
So,
when you think
when
about
you break it down, yes, it is.
So you do classes, you do one-to-one training, you do all sorts all over the place, don't you?
Yes, indeed. TC Dog Training incorporates one-to-one training at people's houses. Also do the Gallywoofers. That's in Gallywood in Chelmsford. We train at Gallywood Football Ground, all outdoors. Do the basic trainings, but the object is fun, really. You know,
Absolutely.
I don't like seeing people not having fun when they train their dogs. It should be an enjoyable, you know, activity.
Absolutely. And we can find out more. You've got a website, yeah?
Yes, indeed, yep. It's www.tc-dog-training.co.uk.
Wonderful. And what we've done is we've put a link to that on the Sunday Live Tracy Cooper Facebook page. I think we're definitely going to have to get you back on again. Well, you've just been talking, the phone's been going berserk. People obviously want to ask you lots of related dog
bring
questions.
Them on, yep.
So we'll get you back on. We've got a bit more time, and then what we can do is we can get everybody's questions in advance, and we'll quiz you on all matters dog related.
I look forward to it, Tracy. Yep.
Brilliant. Thanks very much for coming on the show. Let's have a little bit of Cyndi Lauper just to finish off on. I'm going off to cuddle Motley. Oh, he's fallen asleep at my feet.
It's too much.
Oh, bless him.
I had to escape.